for anybody who's a fan of Rudy, maybe it makes sense that I, Sean Ashton, who portrayed Rudy, would be doing this. I would like to introduce you to Bull in the Ring College Football Show. I just want to end this introduction with a quote from Rudy, and that is, "Having dreams is what makes life tolerable."
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Bull in the Ring College Football Show. And today I want to talk about the top four teams in college football last year who went to the playoffs. And I want to talk about their schedules for this upcoming year, 2019. And let's start it off with Notre Dame. This is the Notre Dame schedule for 2019. It looks like they'll be starting on Monday, September 2nd, and they'll be playing Louisville Cardinals. September 14th, they're playing New Mexico Lobos. Wow, New Mexico Lobos, that's cool. That'll be a fun game. Hopefully, some of my relatives out in New Mexico, that'd be cool if they got to go see New Mexico Lobos play. Then they got a tough game with Georgia. That's gonna be a good game to watch. Hopefully, I'll get to watch that game. That's gonna be a great game. Virginia. Then they got Bowling Green. Then they got USC. That's always the game to watch right there. Notre Dame and USC. It's one of my favorite games to watch. And then they got Michigan Wolverines. Man, they're playing some tough teams. Michigan. Then they got Virginia Tech. They got Duke Blue Devils, the Navy Midshipmen. If you've never seen the Notre Dame Navy game, I mean that's like a game to watch. So make sure I'll be watching that game. Then we got the Boston College Eagles. Then we got Stanford. That's a great game, Notre Dame and Stanford. I just want to give you a quick review over who they're playing. So it looks like they're 4 or 5 games that I'm going to be definitely watching this season, with Notre Dame. All right, let's go to Oklahoma Sooners. All right, they're opening it up on Sunday. Wow, Sunday, September 1st. I don't think they've ever played on a Sunday before. But that'll be cool because the coach, Dana Holgerson, he was at West Virginia and now he is at Houston. So it's kind of like a Big 12 matchup. I can't wait to see that game, see what that's going to be like. It's in Norman. Hey, maybe I should just go check that game out and see what it's about. And then we got the South Dakota Coyotes. Man, I never even heard of them. So that's going to be there. Then they got UCLA. They're going to UCLA at the Rose Bowl. That should be a good game. Then they got the Raiders. Then they got the Jayhawks. And then they got the Longhorns, the Cotton Bowl. You cannot miss that game. Hopefully, maybe this year I will get to go back. I went a few years ago to go watch that game at the Cotton Bowl, and it wasn't a pretty one. And Texas ended up winning that game. So you drive all that way, but then so it's all good. And then we got West Virginia. We'll be playing our former quarterback. Well, he didn't even start. Austin Kendall. He was a backup behind Baker Mayfield. He was a backup behind Kyler Murray. So he's gonna be probably the new starter for West Virginia. So I'm definitely watching every single game, of course. But then we got the Kansas State Wildcats. Then we go to Iowa State, Baylor Bears, TCU, and then of course you got Bedlam with the Oklahoma State Cowboys at Boone Pickens Stadium. I actually never been to Boone Pickens Stadium, but that would be a cool place to go. And then it looks like the Big 12 championship this year is at AT&T Stadium. So maybe I'll get to go check that out. All right, let's hop on to Alabama, who they got going on this year. They're starting early. They're starting August 31st. Got against the Duke Blue Devils. Then they're playing New Mexico State Aggies. South Carolina Gamecocks. Then they got Southern Miss. Then they got Ole Miss. That's always a great game. Alabama, Ole Miss. I'll definitely be watching that game. Then they got the Texas A&M Aggies. I actually always like watching Texas A&M play, just because they used to be in the Big 12, and I like all the Big 12 teams. So that'll be a cool game to watch. And then the Tennessee Volunteers at Tuscaloosa. Actually, I always like watching Tennessee play. So I think that'll be a great game to watch. And then we got the Arkansas Razorbacks, and then they go to the LSU comes to them, and then they got Mississippi State, and then they got the Western Carolina, and then we got Auburn Tigers. That's going to be a great game. And then, of course, the SEC Championship after that, which will be at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. All right. And then we got 2019 here. We got Clemson. Check out their schedule. They got the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. They got the Aggies coming up. Syracuse. Then they got the Charlotte 49ers, which I've never heard of the Charlotte 49ers before. So that'd be cool. Let's check them out. Then they got the North Carolina Tar Heels. Then they got the Florida State Seminoles, which is should be a good game. Can't wait to watch that game. Louisville Cardinals. Then they got the Boston College Eagles. Then they got the Wolford Terrors. So that should be a game, right? And then they got the NC State Wolfpack. Then they got the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. And then they got the South Carolina Gamecocks. So I don't know. That seems like, like they can pretty much rock that schedule. I think they might maybe have trouble with Florida State. I don't know. It seems like this schedule, they should pretty much, I think they should go undefeated. No problem with this schedule. So if there's any videos you guys want me to check out, want me to do for college football upcoming, I'm gonna start going through all the conferences. I'm gonna do their schedules. Do the Big 12, go on SEC, do all the rest of the schedules of who's playing who and what matchups to be. Also, this year is the 150th anniversary of college football. So you'll be seeing a lot of 150th anniversary college football shows. On TV, you'll probably be seeing like 150 best players, 150 games. So we'll pick our games, we'll pick our players, we'll pick our games. So if you have any that you think that need to be on this list, we're going to come up with our own list here on Bull in the Ring College Football Show. We'll make sure to have the other guys back. We kind of had delay. We've been just working on some new things coming up for the upcoming season. But we'll have Elliot back on. We'll have my dad back on, Joe Sr. So we'll have the whole crew back on. Maybe we'll get my other brother Chad up here. Maybe we'll get some try to get some guests on the show upcoming. So just stay tuned, and we'll guys see you later. All right, thank you for checking out Bull in the Ring College Football Show.
I did play flag football. That was fun. But I wasn't big enough to play with the big kids. But you guys are, or you're big enough to watch people who are big enough to play. I just want to end this introduction to Bull in the Ring College Football Show with a quote from Rudy, and that is, "Having dreams is what makes life tolerable."